Good morning. How are you? I've got a new microphone. I'm hoping you can hear me now. I overworked the other day. My shoulder was definitely in pain. So do less to do more. That's just how it's going to be, okay? So while I'm talking to you, I'm just doing some warm-ups. And you got to always remember to keep that kind of okay sign and get your fingers out of the way. Okay, and you're just holding it loosely. And then you're moving that wrist. That's going to be very healthy for the wrist. And moves muscles in the arm near the elbow. I can feel that. Start out slow. If you need to start out slow, that's perfect, okay? So I went forward, now I'm going backward, and I'm going slower because it's going to be good exercise. You can get faster as you get more coordinated and comfortable with this, okay? So I'm just kind of stepping forward here like this, and you can move back and forth. You can move your head side to side, and that takes coordination. Forward, up, down, because the idea is I'm combining rope flow with Feldenkrais, which is very slow movements. So this shoulder's getting a little tired, so that's the one that's injured. So let's go to the one that's fine. And just go slow, and you just barely want to tap the ground with your rope. Okay, I've got my elbow in. It's very helpful to keep your elbow in with shoulder issues, okay? Especially till you get warmed up, and that's what I'm doing right now is I'm getting warmed up to do this. You're going to see I have had more coordination in the times I've done it. My brain is connecting with my body and telling it what the flow of the rope is to be more smooth. No, I'm going to have bloopers. This is the blooper exercise channel. All right? Okay. Okay, so we're just kind of go and rock back and forth like this. Loosen up our whole body. Take steps. Bend your knee just a little bit and rock back and forth like this. Just to get the blood flowing, okay? And we can just kind of straighten out the rope. And if you can go up higher, I got to go a little lower for that right shoulder. The left one, I can go higher. So in Feldenkrais, you be very kind to your body where you feel no strain or pain. And then you stop. Take a few good deep breaths. Okay. Now we're going to go again, and let's see how much higher I can go on this side. Okay. It's comfortable up to here. So I'd go a little bit further. And I'm letting my head just naturally kind of rock and look the other way. And you can kind of look up out of the corner of your eye and exercise your eyes while you're doing rope flow, Feldenkrais, anything you're doing, you want to exercise your head, your neck, your eyes, and help the muscles in your eyes to loosen up and become a lot more flexible. Looking down, up, and this is also helping your neck loosen up. My right side of my neck's been stiff since I was young. Okay, it's gotten way better, but I probably still got about 35% from the worst that I was. I still got about 35-40% to get the inflammation and flexibility back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the transition, and this is how you do it. You put your feet not one in front of the other, only just about the length of your one of your feet and just kind of rock forward. As you get more progressed and you want to step forward more, you will strengthen your leg muscles and get mobility at a bigger step. Okay? And we're going to change. See, I hit myself. I told you this would be a blooper channel because this wrist has a hard time doing it. Okay, so I have to be more focused and think about it, because you're retraining your brain, just like when you were a baby and you learned how to crawl, then you learned how to walk. When we're not used to doing specific exercises, we can struggle with this. So we're going to go, we're underhanded right now. I am doing a lot better in the changes, because the brain is now remembering and saying, hey, you're being nice, I'm going to give it to you. And so this one is where that transition, that wrist, I've got to learn how to use that wrist, and then keeping that shoulder, the elbow in, takes even more coordination for me to be straight on this side, but I'm going to get it. Okay, now we're going to go over handed. You can do this while you're walking. Should have stepped back. Okay, so this is what you can do side to side, and then try to swipe on the side of yourself. And if your shoulder hurts, then keep it like this, keep it kind of like this. But you, in order to kind of move back and forth like this, because this is getting your whole torso working, your whole spinal column, and the muscles supporting it are going to be getting loosened up, right? And you can do this while walking. Okay, so now I told you that there's one like this that I was having a hard time with. Let's see how I do today, because I've been practicing. Now I got to figure out, I got to remember how I learned. I've got to remember how I learned it. It's drag, forward, turn, drag. Oh, see, I went backwards. So this takes just a little bit more effort, because this is a new one I'm trying to learn. I'm kind of not doing it right. I'm trying to go like this. Oh, okay. It's working. You don't have to do this fast. This is for people who want to have fun, who have their bodies in better shape with more flexibility. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure this one out before, but now it seems like it's naturally wanting me to do it. Okay, so now what I'm learning on is trying to combine the two. Okay, so let's get back over here. All right, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really hard to, when I think about it, it doesn't come as naturally. So that's very interesting to me. If this is all you can do for a while, just do it. And if you're really stiff, major problem for a lot of people is the right side, but some the left. Right down through here you might be stiff, and this is why we're engaging the whole body. Okay, and so you can just start out like this. What the rope does is helps you to train with a new coordination, and our brains need constant exercise to be able to defeat aging and the emotional part of aging, well, people tell you you can't you can't do any more because you have silver hair, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to kind of go like this. So it's very simple. This is going to help you to be functionally fit. Okay? Functional fitness is the key. I'm going in front this time. Not sure all of the rope flow moves, but I just kind of take an individual course that seems right to me. You can get bigger, like if you want to be able to throw the softball further. I wish I had this when I used to play City League softball. I can't believe I did that. Not too bad, right? Simple routine, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, doesn't matter. But you can get more exaggerated in your moves, and you'll hit yourself once in a while. If you just get out of time with it, you just kind of just go back to the basics. And what you'll have is a lot easier time exercising. So I hope you heard this. I will test it. I got me a new mic so that you can hear me, because what's more important to me than politics and anything else is my connection to God, the Father, and His Son, Jesus Christ, with the power of the Holy Spirit. And for me, that has a lot to do with your physical well-being. The more physically cleansed and nourished by God's creations that are not overcooked with additives and preservatives, the more strong that connection with God becomes, because you're giving up some of the worldly things that are actually harmful to your body. And so for me, that is something I want more than anything to do, is to help people with that. Okay? And when you do things, I want you to think no pain, more gain. Okay? This is not part of the rope flow that I've seen, but this is something that helps me incorporate Feldenkrais, okay, where you just do slow movements. And I had that shoulder warmed up, and it handled that fine this time. So I can raise it. There's a change of energy here that is not a good change. And so it's about right here when I don't feel it. When you feel a shift in energy going where it's different and not relaxed, that's, you're going to stop just before that when you're doing your exercises. Because see, this pain has been radiating right down here to this part of my arm. So I don't want to overdo, but I know that functional fitness is the way for me. Okay, it's the life for me. I hope that you will understand it's easy. It's not athletics and competitive fitness. It's functional fitness for the rest of your life. If you did nothing else, you would thrive and survive everything that you go through if you just move less to move more. Move slower to move more. And then your body will let you move more. When you tell your body, kindness begins. with me. Treat yourself with kindness. And think about how much your Heavenly Father loves you. How much He wants you to understand that the power inside is a gift from Him. And most of the time we all have suppressed that connection and asking that God's power be within us to awaken our power that connects with His power, so that we can overcome the fools of darkness, the minions of mind manipulation, and the word of wisdom. The key to the word of wisdom is, in my personal opinion, is what's right for you. Do you have trouble that's different than other people? Do you go on a high protein diet and find aches and pains go away? Do you go on a vegan diet and find aches and pains go away? I tried vegetarian for a year, loved it, but I could not get the hormones balanced because I didn't have enough of the right protein. This could be due to our soil erosion. I'm trying to get, we got shadows. Because due to our soil erosion, lack of nutrition in processed foods, the modern diet is very, very bad for us, okay? But it's changing. Moving to California had its blessings. It had its problems. But one of the things that it did was enabled so many stores, so many restaurants that used organic and healthy food. I loved eating at vegetarian or vegan restaurants. Why? Well, as long as they weren't putting the extra added crap in it, because you know you find out that the Mission Impossible burger is got some additives in it that I think I want to steer clear from. And a little bit of meat for my body really helps enhance my recovery from exercise and my mental state. Someday, when this planet is more purified, we'll get all the nutrition from plants or from inhaling the frequency of the air. I don't know how God has it planned. I really don't. But I'm open. I'm open. See, that's the difference between hating New Agers and knowing. It's kind of like all the tree huggers when I was young, all the Greenpeace and all of those tree huggers when I was young. Everybody hated them. I felt like they had a purpose, just like the feminist movement. I knew that at its core it was evil, but God would turn it for good. And women did get a lot more rights from that. But when the women started wanting to be the men and push the men into the role of womanhood and feminize them, when I saw that early on, I didn't care for Gloria Steinem anymore. And then she wrote a book saying the CIA gave her the money to start her feminist magazine and movement. So advertising, targeting the mind. Whenever I see, when I was young, it was illegal for pharmaceuticals to advertise on TV. When that changed, I thought it was just horrifying. They were telling people exactly what could possibly happen from taking it in a soft, sexy voice, so that you would take it anyway. But they would be telling you the truth, that there were problems. Okay, I didn't care for that. I hope we go back to that where the emergency care system does a really good job of saving lives, right? Really good job. Emergency room, trauma. When people are in crisis, they do a really good job saving lives. But sometimes in saving a life, they complicate the future of that life. And that's what doctors kept telling me with the surgeries I had to have. I had one tell me he felt sorry for women because once you've had surgery, you seem to have need them the rest of your life. Well, that was one clue. Then my doctor gave me antibiotics for yeast infection, and he told me, he says, I can give you this, it'll help, but it'll probably make it worse later because it'll probably come back. Then when he didn't think there was anything wrong with my heart, when it was racing like tidal waves in the night up and down my body, just because he took my blood pressure and my pulse. He said there was nothing wrong with me, that I should seek counseling. I had seen my herbalist one time because my chiropractor said, go see her, because I don't know if you'll make your next appointment, because I was getting weaker and weaker and suffering a lot of pain. So he called her up, gave me the phone. She said, honey, I can tell you're in bad shape. Get over here right now. So that was my journey. My journey. A system that they claim is health care, but it's, in my own personal opinion, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can do your own research. I've been doing this for over 35 years. I got certified in fitness and nutrition, never stopped studying herbs and natural healing techniques, because the system seemed to be bringing a lot of people down throughout my life instead of helping them. And why is there not a cure for the big dreaded C word? Why is there not a cure? I'm 69 and they've been claiming to be working on a cure, trying to discover a cure. And when you go to the natural healing field, they want to nourish and feed and help your body to cleanse impurities from it. And then your body will take care of itself. I've seen that save people's lives. And I saw the Lockety Downs take some lives of those people who fought so hard and survived, and some who didn't have to fight until the buggity boo jibber jabber do. And you guys know I talk in coded language because I'm no medical professional. I am a person with opinions, a right to free speech, and to tell you what's been working for me, some friends and family in the past, and what I've observed throughout my life. Because we know how the system works, and I need to tell you to don't take this as medical advice, to seek a medical professional. Is that even amazing that we have kings over us in every aspect of our lives? We are subservient to the kings, and they have to be the ones to tell us how to take care of ourselves. I don't even get a choice. I don't even get a choice of where to go for the care that I want, that comes from the natural healing, natural plants and foods, natural techniques. Can't get insurance to pay for any of it. So I want you to know it's a hard road sometimes because you have to pay cash for everything. Fortunately, they do give you a deductible with chiropractors if you have a good insurance, and that didn't used to be covered. Maybe someday that natural world will be approved, and maybe someday we won't have such high cost of living, housing, food, gas. Maybe someday we won't have that so much, and we can budget better to spend it on supplements and people who are trained in manipulation of the spine, the neurological area, which I'm going to one now that does not adjust. He just does a little thumper and helps loosen things up until I test strong. So I love you guys. I hope that this helps you, and you can see, if you look at all three of my videos, one's live on Facebook, the other was on YouTube, and this will be going on YouTube. So if you can see, you'll see less bloopers today and more natural flowing the rope. And you saw me actually figure out what my body naturally wanted to do by going from one side to the other side, because I was only trained to go like this and then back, but then I started wanting to go like this. I mean, it was just really crazy how that natural flow kind of came in front of the camera. And yes, I will get probably more graceful looking as I go along. But, you know, I don't care. I'm here to let you see that silver hair does not mean anything but your silver fox, okay? And treat yourself like silver, because it's undervalued, way undervalued. And so are we with the silver hair. We're way undervalued. People like to tell us what to do now, like we used to tell our kids. No, they like to tell us what to do, okay? So silver is way undervalued. Silver-haired people have a lot of knowledge and experience, especially for those who deviated from the programmed systems in play in our country. And I can tell you that Europe does not put the same amount of sugar in their food and their snacks as America does. I've had personal experience with a French bakery from a real French woman with real French recipes, and she said it. You Americans, you just corrupt your desserts with so much sugar. And her desserts were so beautifully sweetened at a mild sweetness. So in America, you might have a hard time transitioning because nothing's sweet enough for you, so you just go lower, unless you're just like, I'm just going to do this because I know it's good for me. Then you go to only eating no more than 1 teaspoon 3 times a day in your whole day, which you'll find how off track we've gotten, because you might be eating anywhere from 20 to 60 grams a day, depending on how careful or uncareful you may be. I can't do 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. I've been trying for decades. Probiotics definitely make a difference for me, but 3 teaspoons on a regular basis every day, occasionally I could do 3 to 6. If I have one dessert that's taking up all my 18 grams in a day, I can't do that more than maybe once or twice a month. But if I want to keep my low back in good shape, I take my probiotics and I stay away from high amounts of sugar. Mostly I keep the Lind dark chocolate, 85%, 95%. I've gotten to the point where that's sweet enough for me. If you need to go to 65, 70 to get started, and then just eat 1 to 3 squares a day. Okay, I'm down to where it's only usually 1 a day, sometimes 2. So I'm staying under 3 teaspoons. I'm trying to stay no more than 2 teaspoons, and I've got to take 4 probiotics a day for my body. Every body is different. I hope that rope has not been messing up the microphone. Okay, everybody is different. That's why God is here. You're His creation. He's your creator. He created all these plants around me, the wood that built this house, the trees surrounding us. Get out into nature. Do things that are helpful. Naturally. The journey is going to be tough in this household, but we will make it through. I have faith in that. Now, if I can get my husband to level up, you know, bring in that gaming term, let's level up our faith, level up our exercise, level up our eating quality, level up our detoxing, level up our herbal supplementation, natural supplementation. Love Dr. Christopher's Vital Herbs for a general vitamin and mineral supplement. I love it. I love it. I'm not the one who uses it because of my herbalist who formulated her own. But I've told people years ago, people who were using it, I think I'm kind of like maybe ruining my microphone. Those people using it said they felt so much better. And they had something called Relaxes too. Wonderful, blessing. The kids loved it and took it, and it got them through school so much better, a lot less stress. Maybe I should get some of that for some of the things going on. So I love the rope flow. I love everything I do. I change into a Feldenkrais movement, which is slow, small, no pain, no strain. relaxed. The repetition done with 20 to 50 or more, depending on what you can handle. Stop and breathe 3 times. Make sure you're exhaling fully. A lot of times we're busy sucking in so much air, we don't release all that carbon dioxide in a very full volume. And that can create a lot of stress in our body, which shows as stress outside of us, with other people, with other situations. So make sure when you're breathing in, you're fully exhaling out. And in between every set of exercises you do, when you feel like you need a break, you take a break and do that breathing exercises, and then find out when you go back for the second set how much more movement you have, because you are so kind to your body. You're rewinding. Be kind to rewind damage done from decades ago, is my experience. So be kind to rewind all those tense muscles, scar tissue, wherever those pains are coming from. Be kind and rewind. Same thing for food, the same thing for herbs. We're rewinding what was handed to us by the lack of knowledge from our parents and maybe their parents. But people who went through the Great Depression, I think, probably had a lot less junk food than we do. Okay, I think we started with refined cereals, with feeding 7 kids. That was there was a lot of spaghetti and meatballs and stuff like that in our house. My mom was one of the best cooks out there. But raw, fresh vegetables and fruits are going to be a stronger power punch than cooked. If you want them cooked and want them softer or need them softer, try to do steaming and let them have just a little bit of crunch, just a slight crunch, and you'll still be keeping the nutrients if you cook them below 120 degrees from all the research I've done, the classes that I took. So and when you get it up to boiling, you turn it down to just simmer under 120 degrees, and a lot of those nutrients can stay intact. I think pressure cooking helps keep them from evaporating out, but still I only like to do, like if I'm doing something, I like to put some of the, like corn, I like to just put it on 3 minutes. By the time it pressures up, it's already almost done. And so 3 minutes and it's done, without making vegetables mushy. Some people like mushy vegetables, but you will destroy so many nutrients to eat mushy vegetables. And so I hope this helps you to find a functional, fit lifestyle throughout the rest of your life. I believed in functional fitness since I got certified and figured out that the firm workouts were more than my body could handle because of my adrenal issues from having mercury in my lungs, coughing it up a few years later. So everybody's going to be different, but anybody who believes that the word of wisdom means it's okay to drink soda or excess amounts of sugar haven't really prayerfully and spiritually read and studied what's going on in the body and how it responds. So I love you guys. Take care of you with God's help. Then you'll be able to take care of your family a lot easier. So take care. Love you. Bye.